Okay, hello there, WizardCast fans. So it is the last day of Dreamforce, or for most people, Wednesday's the last day of Dreamforce, and they just leave home. They leave a half a day of awesomeness behind them, which is Thursday. I actually just got out of a meeting with Shauna Wolverton and Mike Rosenbaum to talk all things Lightning, good and bad. It was pretty good. And you may be shocked who my co-host is today.
Why would they be shocked, Brian?
Because
I'm your co-host.
Because the last two podcasts you have not been around to do anything.
I don't know what you're talking. What are you talking about?
You do realize
I've been recording with you.
I've posted a podcast every day at Dreamforce.
What?
And you've been on only one of them.
What? Why would you do that?
Because
no, I didn't
we
know
have
that.
fans. They demand content, and you're never around to do a podcast. So we had to do something.
Okay. All right. I see what this is now. You're jealous.
Of what?
You're jealous that I have other things that I have to do and can't be around every moment of every day. You're going to make this into a thing, aren't you?
No, it's not a thing. It's just facts. And there's no jealousy.
Look,
you kidding me?
okay.
I've done lots of things.
It's
Just
a big,
not without
wide
you.
world, Brian. Don't be offended if I, get, input and, from other people.
Yeah. So anyways, I guess Mark is back. I suppose I'm not going to have a new co-host, but,
Yeah.
It is. So last day of Dreamforce, Mark and I were actually walking from Marriott Key over to Moscone West. And
got to do some last-minute meetings before we jump on planes.
Yeah.
Or I jump on a plane. When are you out?
I leave Friday at
I hate
3:45 p.m.
I go back and do 8 hours of billable work tomorrow. That's my day.
That's great.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Yeah,
It's brilliant.
Man, am I glad I don't work for your company. So, anyways, especially since you would have been my boss then, that would really stink. So anyways, last day of Dreamforce, I was asking this question to everyone last night at the MVP party, Mark. What's your biggest takeaway from Dreamforce?
My biggest takeaway is that there is no one biggest takeaway.
Oh, that's such a cop-out.
No, I'm serious. See, here's the thing. Generally, when you have a Dreamforce, there's always one big thing that everybody has to go and learn. Well, there isn't. There's not one big thing. There's a bunch of slightly less bigger things. There's so much new that got released this year.
True.
There's so many more improvements
Yeah.
to things that are now coming down the pike. There's so much more to try to absorb and learn in all different myriad of directions. It's not in one area, right? It's not just like Sales Cloud, Service Cloud. Marketing Cloud's going gangbusters.
Right.
Quip is blowing off its own roof. Platform events is going to change, completely revitalize how we deal with integrations. Flow is going to get all sorts of awesome stuff starting in spring.
You should, and we don't do self-promotion, but there's a blog post out there about some Flow insights on the wizardnews.com.
Obviously, we do self-promotion.
Check it out. And I have commitments from Scott, the product manager.
Scott Kashinik.
Yep. The Flow.
Scott
Kaz. He will come on the podcast again.
Yes.
And give us some insights when he's ready.
When he's ready.
Yes.
He's probably not ready yet.
I would guess probably summer at the earliest.
At the earliest.
All right. So we're about to walk into the marquee here. I still think, Mark, that was a very cop-out answer.
But no, it's true. I've heard this answer from many different people. This is the thing. It's not just me.
Okay.
This is actually something I'm hearing from a lot of different directions.
Oh. Yeah. Okay. So now we're actually in the Trailhead zone. And we're walking by the what is it? Trailhead waterfall? Trailhead Falls.
Inside the building.
Yeah. We won't put the microphone up to it because we don't want people having to suddenly have to use the restroom if they're listening to us in the car. That would be rude. No, that would be rude. That's mean.
And
funny. But you're not the person that gets to see that consternation, so why would it be funny?
That's a good point. Can't have a shot before that.
You're such a jerk.
If it's not. If a tree falls in the wood, can you derive pleasure from it?
So we're walking up to the IoT Grove. If you missed this actually was really cool. They have a place with hummingbird boards, which, if you're not familiar with that, they're little Arduino boards that have removed the soldering requirements. So you just have to plug in the wires, and they have it hooked up to a computer and a system, so you could do things like turn on lights, make things spin around. It's pretty darn cool. Wouldn't you say so, Josh?
I would say it's even clawsome, as you can build cat robots just out of cardboard.
And you can high-five Astro.
Do the cat robots want cheeseburgers?
Why wouldn't they want cheeseburgers?
Do Android cats dream of
Right. We did have a workshop where I think we ended up with 2 cats. James Lowry did one, and then there was one where you pet the back of it. That's a pressure sensor, and then the cardboard tail would wag because the cat was happy, which may be almost like artificial intelligence. It's not a cat being happy?
No, they don't wag their tails. When they're wagging their tails, that means they're really pissed.
or they're about to actually claw you because they're done with the petting thing. We did not program any of that. There's no claws or any weapons that we put in.
What a catastrophe.
Hashtag not all pets.
Hashtag more cat puns.
Well, that was very entertaining. So, we're trying to do the last day Dreamforce wrap up. All right, Mark has copped out on saying, "Well, there's all just too much things." So I'm going to ask you, Josh. Even though I know you've probably been standing here at the booth in the IoT,
Pretty close.
and
That's pretty true.
in your thoughts, do you think has been the main takeaway from Dreamforce this year?
So one of the things is we have all these demos, we have all this technology behind me, right? And the nice thing though is that every now and then you just get 2 people who need to have a conversation together. And if they weren't physically here, they wouldn't have had that conversation. So we've got Gail Tate here from Bird Brain, who had a conversation with the Girl Scouts, and they're going to
Oh, that's cool.
going to have a relationship now, right? So people who have relationships with kids and want to get them coding, we have them in touch with the kind of hardware that can actually get that done. So the workshops, seeing people do the workshops, that was really, really fun. But having people be able to make those connections, that's why you have conferences. That kind of networking is what we're here for.
And that's like a perfect echo of what Christy Gussman told me last night on the podcast that Mark missed.
Nice.
So yeah, that's great. No, I'm just stating facts, not rubbing in.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah. So, but I'm going to be posting a video. I'll be honest, I don't know if it's going to turn out, but I took my little GoPro, Mark, and I wandered through the trailhead zone, and I'm going to speed it up like time lapse, so people can get an idea of what it's like
Very fast idea.
of coming to Trailhead Zone and at Dreamforce on one of the busiest days, because I think I did it on Tuesday. It was during lunch. It was very, very crazy. But, I'm going to do a quick audio recap. So we have theaters here. How many theaters do we have? Does anyone know? Got Sunset Campfire. We got Frontier Theater. We got the Ridge Theater. We got the Twilight Campfire.
I think it's 4 small ones. I was going to say 4
Yeah.
small ones and 2 big ones.
Yeah. So there's 6 theaters, which is amazing. There's this big sky dome with a constellation of Cody the Bear up there. There's in the IoT area, there is a Lego city with the centerpiece of the Salesforce Tower.
Slightly taller than 6 feet tall.
Slightly taller than 6 feet tall.
Like me. Slightly taller than 6 feet tall.
Are you actually 6 feet tall? Oh, okay. I always thought you were shorter in stature. And then... And then there's the Camp Quick Starts and Mini Hacks. And I heard a rumor that you could actually do some trailhead stuff in the trailhead zone, and there's something special.
Well, you do get a badge.
Yeah.
A special trailhead badge.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, if you're listening to this now,
It's too late.
It's too late.
Don't feel bad. I forgot my laptop today. I didn't get it in time either. So
you can go over there. They have laptops there.
do they?
Yeah.
Oh, well then it might not be too late for me, Mark.
Not too late. It's never too late.
It may not. Did you say Ryan or Brian?
I said Brian.
Oh, I could have sworn I heard Ryan. I was like, are you purposely getting my name wrong? But, the admin Meadows over here, the whole dev zone is over here. What I really like about this year is that the devs and the admins aren't necessarily segregated from each other.
That's true. That was actually, I noticed that. This is kind of cool. I mean, now, we are admins from a developer.
Well, I'm also a developer.
That's true.
I mean, I write code. Yeah, I'm one of those. I'm one of those people that I bridged the Dev Crow laws. of Salesforce?
Wow.
Too much?
Seriously?
Too much?
Too much.
Wow. Well, it always seemed like if you're a developer of Salesforce, you do this at Dreamforce. If you're an admin of Salesforce, you do that at Dreamforce. And neither the two twain. I mean, they separated you from buildings or from floors, right?
In times past, there has been, but we are trying to get it's almost closer to our World Tour floor plans, where we're more or less right next to each other. We're not even. I mean, if we look right here, we see developer forest, we see admin meadow, and they're basically catty-corner to each other. Yeah.
And that's how it should be, because every good admin needs a good developer, and every good developer needs a good admin.
And unfortunately, having them in different areas in previous years has kind of created this mental divide that the two are wholly separate and don't work together.
Right.
So having them all in the same space now, and I think it will help facilitate better relationships.
It's a step. It feels like we all are in the United Nations of Salesforce consumers, because we have devs and we have admins standing together in one unified. Something save me, because I'm losing the metaphor.
You've lost it. No, it's completely gone.
It ran away.
It was the United Nations. You had it in the first part. Yeah. Let's go back to that.
Which, if this is the United Nations, I wonder who the Security Council is. And then there seems to be a lot.
Security team?
Yeah, oh, there you go. And there seems to be a lot less bickering for United Nations. Ooh, stickers.
That's why, the stickers.
The stickers. The stickers are what saves the United Nations of Dreamforce.
Yes. So this is politicians, world leaders. If you're listening to this podcast, this is how you solve all your problems.
It's pins.
More
There's so
stickers.
many there are more pins this year, it seems like.
A lot more pins.
Yeah.
I was at 50 Fremont. I got a cloudy pin and a Cody pin. Those things are so awesome.
Yeah. There's a lot of flair.
Yeah.
We have a lot of flair this year.
Not enough.
And
More.
every Dreamforce attendee needs to be wearing at least a minimum of 20 pieces of flair. Right? You should be wearing more. If you want to be more like Mark.
You're just going to wear 20 pieces of flair. You're gonna be
Look, the rule said only wear 20 pieces of flair. And I wonder how many people are actually going to get this reference.
Probably quite a few.
Yeah.
Actually. It's
No,
a fairly
that's-
popular movie in our particular line of work.
That's very true. All right, how do you want to end this, Mark? Because I'm running out of ideas that people might care about.
We hope to see you next year at Dreamforce.
Yes.
And we'll be back for more WizardCast in a couple weeks. We're not going to.
What? What? It's on the schedule.
We are. What schedule?
It's in Quip. There's a calendar in Quip that says when we're supposed to, the weeks that we're recording, the weeks that we're releasing.
No.
And this is why we are always off schedule. So I do want to say one thing. Thank you very much. We've had a number of people come up and say that they listen to the podcast. That means a lot to me. Amusingly, they always came up when Mark wasn't around, and I can't help but feel that there was a reason for that. I'm not going to speculate on what.
They're clearly afraid and intimidated by my awesomeness.
The dead air signifies that there's no proper response to that lie.
Fair enough.
So thank you. We really do appreciate you listening to our silly podcast. We do appreciate to hear when we are doing something right and if we're not doing something right, both when we're doing something wrong or right. Right?
Left.
Okay. So, we do want to hear from you. So leave us comments on iTunes. Leave us comments at thewizardnews.com. Reach out to us at Twitter at Kwongerific and Mark Ross __C. And thank you for listening.